going through, please pop them in the Q&A box or pop them in the chat, and we will make sure we have time at the end to go through them. And just while I've got you, this time next week, we have another webinar with Constant Contact, and we're talking all about data with the lovely Minal Patel, who runs a marketing company and is ex-Constant Contact as well. So she'll be talking to you about why your database is really the only thing you own and why you need to nurture it and cherish it. So pop it in your diary. It's this time next week if you can join us. Right then, I will go quiet. It's lovely to see you all. I'm going to hand over to Dave now from Constant Contact. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm just going to share my screen here real quick. So for those of you who have seen me here before, you'll know my spiel, but my name is Dave Charest. I'm the Director of Small Business Success at Constant Contact. I'm also the host of the Be a Marketer podcast for Constant Contact as well. If you're on LinkedIn, I would love to connect with you there, so please do reach out. So for those of you who may not be familiar with Constant Contact, we've been helping small businesses and not-for-profits reach their marketing goals for coming up on 30 years now with our easy-to-use digital marketing platform. You can find out more, of course, about our tools by scanning that QR code that you see on your screen, so please do that. I've been at Constant Contact for about 13 years now, and people often ask me, you know, what keeps you at the company for so long? And for me, it really boils down to three things. I'm passionate about helping small businesses and not-for-profits succeed. The people that I work with on a day-to-day basis really share that same passion, and we're all really focused on delivering tools and the insights to you to help you make progress with your marketing from wherever you're really starting with your business. And so really grateful for the opportunity to be here with you today. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with us. And as mentioned, we're here to discuss being digitally disciplined. And in all of my conversations with successful small business owners, we often talk about the importance of consistency. Consistency is important not only in how often you show up, but also how you show up across all those digital touch points. And so today, it is really my pleasure to hand it over to Lidia, founder and creative director at Visuable. Visuable, did I say that right? Visuable?
Visuable. I don't know if there is a right way of saying it. It's a made-up word.
And really here to, Lidia is here, of course, to share our expertise and insights in being digitally disciplined. So I'll stop my share and pass it over to her.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. So I guess I will share my screen first and then fire up my presentation. Okay, so are you seeing the first slide, black slide with the logo? Oh, good. Awesome. Okay, great. I will get started then. So one second, I'll just sort out those videos here. Great. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lidia, and today I'm here to talk to you about being digitally disciplined. So what I'll cover in my presentation is who I am, what I do, and what my background is. What does it mean to be digitally disciplined? Why is it important and how to achieve it? What is a brand blueprint and why you need it? Three key pillars of a brand blueprint, and then I'll present some case studies of Visuable and other brands, and also I'll have a few interactive exercises to get you started on your brand blueprint development. In terms of the exercises, when I ask you questions, simply pop the answers in the chat, and then we can interact with those later on during the Q&A. All right, so starting with who I am and what I'm even doing here in this presentation. So I'm the founder and creative director of Visuable. I was born in Poland, studied and worked and lived in the UK for 15 years. In 2019, I moved to a paradise island of Cyprus, where I live with my Cypriot husband and a ginger cat called Ginger, who you can see here on the screen. Visuable is an award-winning digital agency with over 1,500 clients across more than 50 locations worldwide. We are a remote team of 15 digital experts based across the world, and we meet every year for a company retreat to connect outside of the screen. And here I have a picture with my lovely team when they came to visit last year in Cyprus. So our key focus is, as a company, is on making brands brilliant for businesses globally, and we really, really love doing that. So let me give you just a few words on how I got started and how I got to where I am today. So basically, I couldn't find a job after graduating, so I started setting up various freelance business ventures, from family and wedding photography to a tech startup that aimed at creating world's first flying camera. Through these experimentations with launching various brands, I realized that actually defining and bringing brands to life is what I was really good at and what I really loved doing. So I decided to make it into my professional purpose. So I launched Visuable and started with offering consultancy and photo shoots and building personal brand on LinkedIn. So that was in 2015. And through visually consistent quality content that resonated with my intended audience, I really got the brand out there. People took notice, and within 4 months, I was fully booked for my brand photo shoots and became a sold-out brand photographer. That was when I was still living in Bristol, UK. So in 2017, I had the pleasure of joining NatWest Business Accelerator and worked with business mentors to help me solidify this early success of Visuable and turn it into a sustainable business venture. This is where and how the vision for Visuable really grew and eventually transitioned into a dream of becoming a full-service virtual agency offering brand strategy, websites, brand identity, copywriting, and SEO. So today, this vision came to life, and Visuable is a virtual agency with a remote team operating across the globe from California through Europe all the way to Australia. We won many awards for our creative work and our involvement in entrepreneurial communities. And we continue on this quest of making brands brilliant every single day. And as I said, we love it. So that is shortly about myself. So I will now move to the topic of the presentation, which is being digitally disciplined and what that actually means. So for me, it simply means delivering a consistent customer experience at every brand touchpoint. So that is from brand message, through visual identity, all the way to a standardized business process across the entire customer journey. But why is this even important? So consistency in branding is important because it creates a cohesive, recognizable identity that resonates with audiences. And here are the 3 reasons why. So firstly, consistency builds brand recognition. So consistent use of logos, colors, messages, and the business process helps customers quickly identify the brand across different channels. And that familiarity builds trust, making it easier for your audience to remember and choose your brand. Secondly, consistency reinforces brand trust. A consistent brand presence conveys reliability, professionalism, and superior quality. Customers are more likely to trust and engage with your brand that presents a unified image. And finally, consistency enhances emotional connection. So consistent branding ensures that your values and missions are communicated effectively, fostering a stronger emotional bond with your audience. And this connection will really drive loyalty and advocacy, boosting word-of-mouth referrals. So next, let's see how you can achieve this. So you can achieve brand consistency across all touch points by defining, creating, and implementing your own brand blueprint. So what is a brand blueprint? It's a strategic document that outlines the essential elements and guidelines for building and managing a brand experience effectively. A brand blueprint serves as a roadmap to ensure consistency, alignment, and a cohesive brand identity across various touchpoints and communications. It will help you purposefully create meaning and intentionally shape how customers perceive you and your brand in the marketplace. So now let's look at the 3 key pillars of a brand blueprint. And for me, those are the brand voice, the visual identity, and the business process. So people usually associate a brand with just the visual elements, right? So completely forgetting about the other 2 pillars, the voice and the business process. Those, however, are equally, if not more important. So let's discuss each of them briefly before we dive into the case studies that I prepared for you. So, the brand voice. So the brand voice is the foundation of the concepts, ideas, and the messages you communicate to your audience. It can be broken down into 2 key elements. So those are the essence and the message. So at the heart of your brand lies the brand essence, the fundamental elements that shape its core identity. So this, for me, at least, includes your name, the specific language you use or avoid in your brand communications, the founder's journey and story that resonates with your audience, and the professional achievements that you are proud of. Together, those elements define the unique foundation of your brand story. And then there is the brand message, which communicates what your brand stands for and conveys this through written and visual and spoken communications. It includes elements like your strapline, brand introduction, mission statement, brand values, descriptions of who you are, and the reasons the customers should choose you. The brand message brings your brand essence to life and puts it into context of a customer, giving it a deeper meaning and a purpose that your audience can associate with and buy into, ultimately creating the deep emotional connection and brand loyalty. So now moving on to the visual identity. So this defines how your brand looks and feels, conveying its personality through design style, typography, colors, and imagery. The logo is a distinctive symbol that represents your brand, appearing on your website, social media, products, storefronts, vehicles, and any touch points within the marketplace. Apart from the logo, your designer will also create a unique color palette and typography to establish a consistent and recognizable design style and reflect your brand identity. Then there is the photography and video, a powerful tool to communicate who your brand is for and what it offers, and the audience it serves, delivering a vivid and compelling message through your imagery. In today's world, carefully created visual content is essential for the brands to communicate who they are and what they stand for. And finally, there's the business process. So brand's business process revolves around a well-defined set of standard operating procedures that guide how your products and services are delivered to your customers through carefully planned and orchestrated brand experience. The more standardized and consistent and memorable the process, the more reliable and trustworthy the brand experience will feel to your audience. Okay, so now we've gone over the 3 key pillars of the brand blueprint. So let's kind of break it down a little bit and let's look at some examples from each of those 3 columns. So those examples will be from globally recognized brands as well as Visuable as a case study that I will take you through. So firstly, we'll start with the brand voice, and I wanted to bring in and look at a brand that is currently making headlines for completely erasing its established brand blueprint and reinventing it to appeal to a completely different audience. And I'm wondering if you can guess which brand that is. Maybe pop that in a chat if you know and realize which brand this might be. Let me see if I can have a look. Yes, some people got it. It's the Jag. So yeah, I guess you heard about the Jaguar's latest rebrand. What do you guys think? So you someone Ashley have not heard about it. Yeah, you have to catch up, Ashley. It's been all over the place. Ruined an iconic brand. Yeah. So yeah, I will just start kind of chatting through the essence of the brand, but you guys keep dropping in the chat what you think. So yeah, the old Jaguar brand stood for luxury, style, and performance, and the new Jaguar stands for fearlessness, exuberant modernism, and artistry. Like, how do you guys even feel about this complete change? So this is kind of like where, like how you can really get what that brand essence is and how important it is for maintaining the brand identity. I have a quote here from Professor Gary McGovern, a car designer, chief creative officer at Jaguar, talking about their radical rebrand. So Jaguar has its roots in originality. Sir William Lyons, our founder, believed that a Jaguar should be a copy of nothing. Our vision for Jaguar today is informed by this philosophy. New Jaguar is a brand built around exuberant modernism. It is imaginative, bold, and artistic at every touch point. It is unique and fearless. This is a reimagining that captures the essence of Jaguar, returning to its values that once made it so loved by making it relevant for a contemporary audience. We are creating Jaguar for the future, restoring its status as a brand that enriches the lives of our customers and the Jaguar community. So Jaguar, let's see some comments. Jaguar, they say want different clientele, but went it totally wrong. Yes, it looks like a selling fake pens. They are moving to the market of new generation of customers. Yeah, cannot associate with Jaguar the car. So yeah, I have some comments in here. So for me, from the brand building perspective, it is a very, very risky move. And I'm curious to see really where it takes them. So Jaguar decided to completely change its original essence, moving from luxury style and performance to fearlessness, exuberant modernism, and artistry. So it erased its history and positioned itself to appeal to completely different new audience, leaving its existing customers clearly confused. So I have a few questions here to pose for you guys. So from an existing customer perspective, how does one feel owning the old Jaguar brand now, when its original essence and appeal that they bought into is just completely gone? Where does the original Jaguar customer belong in the new brand, if at all? And what will happen to the old Jaguar cars? Will they gain in value or will they become irrelevant? Like, what do you guys think? Yeah, looks like fast fashion. Guess it's very bold. I own an old Jaguar. My father left me, and now I think the legacy is not as good. Yeah, agreed. Has turned off my partner from the brand as he cannot associate with it. I think it could be an unprecedented win for a massive fail. I don't know if you guys heard, actually, Jaguar in 2015 plans to sell no cars. So there will be no cars sold at all. And then 2026 is where the new electric cars will be rolled out. So that's very interesting brand strategy as well. Yeah, it looks like you guys don't like the new Jaguar. Okay, I'm with you. So that was an interesting discussion. I thought to bring it into this presentation because really it's a rebrand of the moment. Everyone is talking about it. All the brand experts are kind of expressing their opinion, both about the essence, about the brand story, about deleting everything, changing the customer targeting, but also the design itself and the lack of actual product in the brand. So very, very interesting. And I think, yeah, we have to just wait and see. They're making the old Jaguar for its old guys. They don't want it anymore, which is an insult to their customers, but I understand they want to grow their customer base. Yeah, I've heard that it will be over 100K per car now, and they will be selling very few of them. So that's the new brand strategy. Very, very interesting. Okay, so enough about the Jaguar. Let's see how that pans out. So what I want you guys to do now is I want you to think about your own brand essence. So now you get what is the essence. So the essence is actually, the kind of three words that your brand kind of embodies at its very core. So let's have a think about your own brands. So how about you think about three words, feelings or concepts that you would like your brand to embody at its very essence, and pop those in the chat. And I'll see if I can guess what your brand is about. Heal, nourish, and inspire from Debbie. So this is something in wellness, probably, I don't know, massage, or it might be a product like some beauty creams or something like that. Something very, very nice. Quality, explore, and discover. So this is something about traveling, maybe. Freedom, equality, and creativity. Quirky, fun, and friendly. Nice, supportive, empowering, innovative. Maybe some coaching over here. Fun, creative, beautiful, inclusion, kindness, growth. Really, really nice. I'm loving your brand essence. Hold on to that essence because we will need that essence for the following exercises as well. High quality, sentimental, truthful, awesome. Looks like people are really aware of their brand essence. That makes me very, very happy. So brand essence, it's your brand DNA, and that's the start of your brand blueprint. So you already one step on your way of creating your brand blueprint, which is really, really brilliant. So I will now move on to talking about my brand blueprint and my brand essence, but you can keep popping yours in the chat. So for Visuable, I selected those 3 words, visionary, expert, and brilliant, kind of as I was distilling what our brand is about. This is really what it boiled down to. And that brand essence is manifested through our brand voice, visual identity, business process, within our website, social channels, email newsletters, client meetings, everywhere where the brand touches the customers. And we can have a look at our brand name briefly and see how the essence manifests itself. So I'm wondering if you guys can guess what is the hidden meaning behind Visuable name. A little riddle for you in here. Can anyone guess what Visuable means? It's a made-up word that I came up with. Visual and doable. That is very, very close. Well done, Debbie. Visual and able. Sally got it. You guys are too good. You guys are really too good on this branding stuff. Okay, so here is what visual actually means. So visual, it's a kind of play of 2 words. Visual relating to vision and visionary. So visionary is one of our brand essence words. And then able, having the ability, skill, and expertise to achieve something. And expert is also part of our brand essence. So the hidden meaning behind our brand name is we are able to bring your vision to life. That's how I like to think about it. And why am I talking about this hidden meaning? So I wanna kind of talk to you about why your brand name should convey a hidden meaning. So a well-crafted brand name acts a powerful first impression, encapsulating the essence of your brand concept and giving the customers immediate sense of what your brand essence is about, or what you might be offering, who your brand might be aimed at. And this helps to build your brand in the 3 following ways. So firstly, it's the instant recognition. The name that reflects your business essence, purpose, and values helps customers quickly understand your product or service. For instance, Netflix. So that combines net, like the internet, and flicks, slang for movies. So immediately communicating its function as an online streaming platform. So then secondly, emotional resonance. So a meaningful name evokes curiosity or emotional connection. It aligns with customer expectations, helping them resonate with the brand. So for example, Patagonia reflects adventure and rugged nature, connecting with the outdoor enthusiasts. And finally, competitive differentiation. So a name with depth can distinguish your brand in a crowded marketplace, making it more memorable when compared to the generic competitors who might just be called, I don't know, with their own name or just something that doesn't convey any meaning. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. So this is about how can you create a hidden meaning within your brand name. So it boils down to 3 things. Firstly, you can incorporate descriptive elements. So use words and phrases that hint at the industry, product benefit, or core mission. So for example, PayPal suggests both payment and a friendly, trustworthy partnership, Pay and Pal. Secondly, leverage metaphors or symbolism. So choose words and imagery with a deeper symbolic connection to your brand. For instance, Amazon suggests vastness and variety, perfectly fitting its role as an expansive online marketplace. And finally, simplify your name for impact. So a meaningful name doesn't have to be overly complex. Sometimes less is more. So for example, Uber implies superiority and efficiency, aligning with its mission to provide excellent transportation service. So great. So let's move on now to the next element of your brand message, and that's one of the key statements that I want to talk to you about: the brand introduction. So the brand introduction statement serves as a gateway to your website, providing visitors with immediate indication on whether you provide the desired solutions and meet their needs. And here for us at Visuable, our brand introduction reads as follows. Visuable is an award-winning agency based in London, specializing in creating iconic Squarespace websites, complemented by branding, copywriting, and SEO strategies designed to supercharge your business success. So this short introduction really kind of captures in one simple statement we are where we are. It provides some credibility by saying that we are award-winning. It outlines the main service, which is Squarespace websites, and any complementing services, which is the branding, copywriting, and SEO, eventually finishing with our why. So why we do it: to supercharge business success, to make your brand brilliant. So for us, it's all about supporting the customer. So now, where does the brand introduction go? So ideally, the brand introduction will go above the fold on the opening screen of your website, so that it's clearly visible to anyone landing on your homepage, so that they can quickly scan through and decide whether you are the brand that offers something that they're looking for. So an effective brand introduction will keep the right customers on your website for longer. And actually, it will repel the customers that perhaps are not the right customers for you. So it's really important to have that brand introduction. Beside the homepage of your website, you can put your brand introduction in your social media, various brochures, or anywhere that you might feel it's suited. You can also use it during networking events to introduce yourself and the company. So now, to help you put together your brand introduction, I have another quick exercise. I will only give you a few minutes for this one, so don't overthink it. So I prepared 2 frameworks for you to use, and I will give you just a few minutes to write your own brand introduction. So the recommended length is 30 to 40 words. And what to include is your brand name, who you are, where you're based, what you do, who you serve, and why. So let's make a start. As I said, don't overthink it. Simply just write the first things that come to your mind. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can make it sound pretty later. Let's just write some brand introductions, and then I will read a few of them out. If your brand introduction doesn't fit very specifically into one or the other of the frameworks, don't worry. You can combine the frameworks. You can switch things around. Those are just here to provide the starting point, but actually you can really be creative with this. So I have one from Sandra, so I'll start reading out whilst everyone else is writing their brand introductions. So mine is Chia and Chai, and I do tea tasting, introducing customers to authentic, comforting teas from across the world and teaching them about it. So in this one, I would say you're missing your why. So why are you introducing? What's the purpose? What's the kind of mission behind it? That would make your brand introduction stronger. You could also say where you're based, and that will help you establish credibility through location. Maybe you are based in the UK and you're exporting around the world, and everyone knows that people in the UK are obsessed about their tea, so the tea must be really good. So then you are drawing on that origin place of your tea, essentially bringing kind of elevating the value of your brand through that. So I'm the 15-minute guy giving you LinkedIn success in 15 minutes a day, or your money back. Again, Ashley, why are you doing that? Why are you, what do you want the customer to achieve? Do you want them to succeed in the market? Do you want them to have the best strategy? Do you want them to get more clients? That would elevate that brand introduction. Paul Wellpress is a human rights publisher based in Southwest London. To make publication more accessible to refugees. So I would say offering blah, 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 so that we can make book publication more accessible to the refugees. Photography by Valentina is an award-winning photographer based in London, helping new moms to freeze the time capturing love and emotion of their family so that they can live those moments all over again. This one is perfect, actually. You got all the elements that I usually like to include. So well done. You establishing credibility through the award winning. You have your location. You have your target audience, new mom, and you saying what you are helping them to achieve and why. So this is actually an example of a very perfect brand introduction. I will read one more. Elixir Health and Wellbeing is a health and wellness store based in a beautiful Cornwall. We help people achieve their optimum health goals, allowing them to lead their best life. This one is very good. I like this one. Okay, I'm reading final one and then I'll be moving to the next topic. Flamingo Baby Wear is a baby clothing shop located in, oh gosh, I can't read this one, Abergale, delivering reasonable outfits for your little ones, specializing in outfits for parties and weddings. You could also add your why. It will help resonate with the customer. You guys are doing awesome. You have really great brand introductions. I don't know if you already had them or you wrote them just now. If you wrote them just now, I'm very, very proud of you. You have done an awesome job putting it together. So that is your second element of your brand blueprint already defined. So we haven't yet left this webinar and you guys already have your brand essence and your brand introduction sorted. That will really help streamlining your brand and being digitally consistent and disciplined across your touch points. So I will now move to the next part of my presentation, which is the visual identity. If you're still writing your brand introduction statement and want to pop it in a chat, by all means, please do. But I will just start chatting about the visual identity now. So when it comes to visual identity, we'll be discussing logos, colors, typography, and photography. So those are like the main things that people usually think about when hearing the word brand. So logo. So your logo should include multiple versions, as you see here on the screen for the Visuable logo. We have a primary logo, secondary logo, which is a simplified version of the primary logo, and then we have a symbol, which is an even simpler kind of stamp-like version of our logo, just consisting the V, the very first letter of our name. So while your primary logo is ideal for prominent placements like in the top navigation of your website, secondary logo or a simplified symbol might work better for a product packaging, labels, or any smaller format that you want to use your logo on. And having a diverse set of logo variations adds robustness to your brand, enabling you to adapt it seamlessly to different contexts while maintaining a cohesive and professional brand identity. So this is why you should have 3 different versions of the logo. So when working with your designer, make sure that this isn't just kind of the basic one version of your logo, but they are providing you with the whole suite of different logos for different purposes. You should have a version of your logo in black and white, and then you should have also your logos as colorful files utilizing your brand colors in different applications. So now moving on to the second kind of element, second and third element of visual brand identity, typography and color palette. So when it comes to typography, it should ideally consist of 2-3 different typefaces used in a distinctive and purposeful way. Using more than 3 fonts can appear a little cluttered and confusing. So instead, I would suggest focusing on actually employing different techniques such as varying scale, uppercase, lowercase, applying bold and italic, or highlighting text where necessary. So this approach will keep your typography cohesive, consistent, and at the same time will give you flexibility and creativity to develop your brand language. And then when it comes to colors, we usually recommend primary and secondary color palettes. So a strong brand palette usually includes 2 to 4 primary colors. So for us, it's very monochrome. So it's black, graphite, gray, and white. very creative of us. And then we have a few secondary colors. So for us, we are a branding company, so we display a variety of our clients' brands across our website and everywhere else. So actually, we've made that conscious decision to kind of staying quite monochrome so that we are more of a background of our clients rather than trying to clash with them through our color palette. We do have some colors, and we mainly use them to kind of accentuate some buttons or maybe bring consistency to our photography. Speaking of which, when it comes to brand photography, so this is a whole topic, my favorite topic. Actually, my background comes from photography, so I'm actually experienced a visual storyteller. And yeah, when it comes to brand photos, they should really tell a story of who you are, and what you do in a visual way. So for us, the story is all about the aspirational founder, which is myself, the dream team, and the creative work that we do within the design industry. So the founder is shown in the photos as an aspirational figure, visionary and powerful. By positioning the founder as an aspirational figure, the message and essence of the vision, expertise, and brilliance will be reinforced for them as the role model, the embodiment of the brand. Then Visuable is really nothing without its people. So we proudly showcase our dream team by introducing our people to the audience as friendly and personable experts that they are. Images of our team showcase our team members as confident, well put together experts focused on doing great work for the customers. And finally, our creative work is our life. So that's what we're really proud of. We are proud creators of brands, and we only showcase our best work that encapsulates visual style: minimalistic, contemporary, bold, creative, unique, unexpected. And finally, we use a lot of visual storytelling. So when kind of using photos that we find, stock photos, we look for concepts that communicate ideas about who we are without kind of using spoken or written word. So the audience should be able to look at our website and social media and get what we are about. So we use kind of high quality, non-fussy images of around the themes of branding, design, photography, and so on. So you can see those are the ones over here. But actually the main photos are the brand photos of the team that we use, and we love using our work as well. So now we discussed how kind of a brand is created from the logo, color palette, typography, and photography. So let's move on to talking about where do you even start? How can you achieve that kind of consistent identity? How can you even come up with a concept for your brand? And for us, this starts in Pinterest. We love Pinterest. Anyone here loves Pinterest? I'm sure there are some creatives in here living in Pinterest, just like we do at Visuable. So yeah, the initial kind of definition, Sarah loves it. Perfect. Me too. I use Pinterest not only for creating brands, but for creating everything else. I create my interior design vision for my apartment. I create my life vision. I have mood boards for kind of different aspects of my life. Don't even get me started. I love Pinterest. I also have a lot of mood boards with food that I want to create. So Pinterest is my favorite. Love it. Okay, so how do you start kind of defining your brand on Pinterest? So we do this through a process of 3 steps, and those 3 steps are research, refine, and reflect. And I'll kind of briefly talk you through them now. So in the research part, we usually gather a collection of images that capture your attention and resonate with your brand vision. So basically what you do, fire up a Pinterest mood board and just start kind of type in brand mood board, type brand typography, brand logo for, let's say, wellness, you know, brand photography for wellness, logos for wellness. And that will get you kind of into the right Pinterest searches, and that's how you can start finding images that you might like. So in that first research research step, just pin whatever you like without thinking too much about it. Anything to do with the tone, style, mood of your brand, just pin it in. And then let's say spend half an hour, 1 hour, depends, how Pinterest crazy you are. Spend as much as you like, but then once you kind of bored and done, take a break, maybe have a tea, maybe go for a walk, or maybe even sleep on it. It depends how intense your Pinterest session was. And then move on to the second step, which is refine. So in the second step, you will be kind of more carefully looking at your selections and eliminating everything that doesn't really align with the brand, so that a theme starts emerging, a consistent theme starts emerging. So maybe initially you pinned a lot of images in variety of different colors, but now looking at this Pinterest board, you're really drawn to some specific color palettes. So just get rid of everything else that doesn't quite work. Pay really close attention to, also conceptual elements, like what are the conceptual elements that you want to include in your brand and which ones you don't. So really only keep, in this second stage, only keep the images that really convey something around your brand. And in this example here, this is actually an example of one of our real clients. So that's what they've done. And as you can see, they've done it very, very well. So the mood board is very consistent, is very kind of autumnal colors, lots of beiges, lots of greens, lots of kind of off-whites. When you look at the logos, everything is kind of modern, contemporary, quite feminine, and the photos as well. You can really see what the brand concept is about. It's probably some beauty place, or maybe a massage center, or maybe a bit of both. So so this is the brand that kind of came together, and this is something that we receive at kind of like when we start our work. And this is extremely well put together brand mood board. We don't always receive a brand mood board like this. A lot of the time it's just going to be a sort of creative mess of everything. So maybe the client only did the step one, but actually didn't refine it. So then in our work, we would actually help refine it into a little bit more consistent vision, so that we know where to start the design process. So this is really where the design process starts, where we meet the client, we discuss which of those elements they like the most, how do they see their logo, which elements we should use when designing their brand. So the third step, actually, I skipped the step. So the first step is reflect. So actually, before the clients come to us, we actually ask them to write little notes. So edit the pins and write little notes, why they selected those images, what those images symbolize, whether those symbolize their values, their mission, or anything else about their brand, so that we have really good understanding on kind of why those are included in the mood board. So this is how you get started. So again, this is a nice exercise for you to do. I mean, from what I saw in here, people in here are very brand aware. So you guys probably already have established brands. But if you don't, this is a great starting point for you to start brainstorming that consistent concept for your brand. Awesome. So that completes the visual identity elements. And finally, I'm moving on to the third brand blueprint pillar, which is the business process. So this is all about your standardized operating procedure and why this is needed. And there is just so many clients that kind of come to us to build a website, but actually they don't really understand how they deliver value to their customers. So they don't have this standardized procedure. And it's something that we need to be aware of when creating their digital tools, because we build those customer journeys. So we help them take the lead into a booking. So it's really important to be aware of those. So what does the standardized business procedure does? So it does three things. So firstly, it enhances customer experience. So if every customer receives the same level of service, it minimizes the confusion and frustrations. It creates seamless and predictable journey, fostering satisfaction and loyalty. Secondly, it builds trust and credibility. So uniformity is how customers are treated across touch points, and that reinforces professionalism and reliability. Customers are more likely to trust a business that delivers consistently, as it shows dependability. And thirdly, it improves efficiency, enables scalability. So standardized procedures reduce any errors, ensures employees know exactly how to handle customer interactions kind of from one step to another. So this not only enhances efficiency, but it also allows the business to scale operations without compromising on quality. And I've included a couple of logos in here, and I was wondering if you guys had anything to say about Apple's business process, customer experience, and Starbucks. Starbucks is a typical sort of MBA case study in our operations module. So they have, I think they were the first to create that kind of conveyor belt customer experience where they really segregated the service. So there's one cashier taking your order, then there is a barista making your coffee, they take your name, and at the end they shout your name, and it kind of like you get that little personal kind of buzz from that. And then Apple, you enter the very kind of glass shops made of glass. There's a geek downstairs kind of meeting and greeting you, helping you to their devices. Or if you have something for repair, they take you upstairs, and that's where the magic happens. So what that is that business process actually. So they really kind of thought it through and decided how that customer will be treated throughout the customer journey. And Starbucks experience prefer Greg than next. Yeah. So yes, I have one of the final slides now. So this is how, just let me talk you through the kind of visual customer experience that we have when the customer lands on our website. And as we take them through the booking, onboarding, delivery, and offboarding. So the first step for us is lead generation. So the journey begins when a lead is generated through one of our channels. So that might be social media, Google, or any marketplace where we advertise. So once we generate that lead, first thing that we want the customer to do is to have a pre-consultation with our team. So we want to put our lovely experts at the front of people, at the front of the potential customers. So the customer would interact on our website with an inquire or book a consultation button, allowing them to schedule a Zoom consultation with our team. And that's where the consultation will happen. It's where we listen carefully to the client needs and capture detailed project requirements. And that information is used to create customized proposals that meet their goal. Once the customer says yes to us, then we do a little happy dance, and then we send the service agreement and invoice. And upon this, upon receiving the initial payment, we proceed to the next phase, which is the onboarding process. So that's the process where for the first time, the customer will meet their design expert or their SEO experts to start actually working on the project. And this onboarding call really sets kind of the foundation for successful collaboration. Then the collaboration phases happen. So this is like an orchestrated process of Zoom consultations, design phases or SEO phases, revision phases. And this is how we kind of work through the project to take it from the concept through approvals all the way to completion. So then finally, once we're ready, we then launch the brand. So we'll do the final invoice, and then we will launch the website, offboard the project. And at this time, the business process cycle is complete. So just like that, we guide the lead through every step of the customer journey, transitioning them from a prospect into a satisfied, loyal fan of the Visuable brand. So that's it. That is what I had to say about the business process. So today I spoke to you about the brand blueprint and how it enables companies to deliver a consistent customer experience. We also spoke about brand blueprint, kind of like key purpose. So it builds brand recognition, reinforces brand trust, and enhances emotional connection. We discussed the 3 pillars of a brand blueprint, which is the brand voice, visual identity, and the business process. And we also said that you can actually make a start on building your very own by yourself, or work with the agency just like ours to help you through it. So that's it. That's all that I had for you. If you have any questions, I have the chat open in here so I can read them out and I can answer them. Can I access this video later?
Yes. Hello. That was brilliant, Lydia. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. So useful. And yes, you can. So everybody that's registered or everybody that's watched this will get it sent to them. So yes, don't worry if you've missed them because there was so much in there.
It was a lot, yes.
Dave, I want to bring you in quickly because obviously
Yeah.
Lydia was talking so much about your blueprint, your values, your, how you have to get it nailed. How often as a bigger brand like Constant Contact do you have to reevaluate that? It must be tough.
I feel like we do it a lot, actually. We've been through a few rebrands at Constant Contact itself. I think we're in a good place now. I think the core of what we're always trying to do, which is, help the small stand tall, is really the core of what we've always been trying to do. And it's that and giving them the tools that allow them to compete with their larger rivals. And so it's really thinking about who it is that we're talking to, right? And then how do we provide them with the insights, the tools, and tools that they can actually use, right? That allow them to kind of execute on their marketing vision and even bring in the brand stuff, right? So I'll add one thing here. I think we at Constant Contact, we have something within our product called Brand Kit. And knowing majority of our customers are not necessarily marketers by trade, right? They're business owners first, marketers by necessity. So we want the tools to be really easy to use. And so with Brand Kit, what you can do is if you know your colors, awesome, you can just enter them in and it creates this little thing within the product that then gets applied to all the templates that you use for email or anything like that. But you can also just put in the URL of your website. And if you've got your website set up with everything, we'll go in and we'll scan that for the colors, we'll pull that in, we'll pull in the logos. So then you have everything that you need right within your Constant Contact account and be able to brand those things in there. And so, yeah, it's really thinking about all of those things and a lot of the stuff here Lydia, of course, talked about. And then how do you actually apply that to what you do rather than just what you see or what you say, right? You actually have to live into those brand moments as well.
That was brilliant. And I love that with Constant Contact because how many times, I'm sure you're not the only one, that we've tried to find our Pantone colors and oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it's turned into an absolute nightmare, doesn't it? So that's wonderful that that just happens automatically for you. And Lydia, obviously with Constant Contact here as well, it's like there's so many platforms now, there's so much help out there, isn't there, to really help cement your branding.
Yes, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's a nice, sounds like you have a nice kind of little tool to implement the brand colors and typography and just make it really easy for the customer to send branded campaigns, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So with you know what, it's a good sign when we don't have many questions, Lydia, because that means you've covered a load of
Yeah.
So, and I was loving everybody's description of their brand, like how you have to really think about that. That was a really good exercise. You're getting lots of love hearts, lots of thank yous, lots have been very useful. So we'll let you go get a cup of tea. Oh, Ashley, you asked a long question. Sorry, you're not having a cup of tea yet. 1 second. I added a star. Oh, goodness. Sorry, Ashley. Could you copy and paste it a minute? 'Cause there's loads.
I don't know. I don't think it's...
Let me find it, Ashley. Sorry. That's me not looking at the chat properly. Okay. She can't copy and paste it. 1 second, hold caller. We will find it. Where's all the stars? Oh. Question for you, Ashley. Sorry. My company is called Full Cup Coaching, but since I have been growing my business, I've been growing my personal brand, and now I'm known as the 15-minute guy. If you Google 15-minute guy, I come up. Should I move my brand from Full Cup Coaching to 15-minute guy? And if so, where do I start?
Okay.
I'd like to go with that one.
Yeah, so this one, it really depends on your ultimate goal. So do you want to be a personal brand or do you want to be a business brand? It sounds like your personal brand really took off and you have some good SEO and people are recognizing you as the 15-minute guy. But at the same time, you started as a business brand. So obviously as a personal brand, it's something that you have to maintain for the rest of your life. It's not going to live by itself kind of without you, whereas a business brand is something that actually you can build a team around. So I would say that you can keep both. Like if you really, want to grow big, then you can use your personal brand to basically propel your business brand forward. Or if you really like the attention, and if you, just imagine spending the rest of your life speaking on stages and kind of giving presentations and, really kind of being and living the brand, then a 15-minute guy is a really great brand. And I understand that you probably give people 15-minute a day strategy for their LinkedIn to really supercharge their audience growth. I think it's a brilliant brand name for you. And it's definitely, yeah, I got it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. You have a really good brand. Yeah, you are a public speaker. I think it's really working for you. Maybe, kind of keep working on it on a 15-minute guy, and as your personal brand grows to the point that you cannot longer handle it by yourself, maybe start creating some digital assets under your business brand. And it can be, like I forgot what the business brand was called, but it can be that, by the 15-minute guy. You can have both. You don't need to kind of have one or the other.
Amazing.
How about the 15-minute guy is working for me?
Yeah. Amazing. And it's memorable, isn't it? We all remember that. Dave, you were nodding there about the branding.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think what Lydia is saying is right on. I think you can, the personal brand is kind of the thing that gets people in the front door. But then at a certain point, you need to start thinking about, well, how does this business grow, right? How does this become something that what is the exit strategy from that, right? And so the other business can be the business that kind of owns kind of like the 15-minute guy, and like you kind of have like a parent company, right? And so I think, particularly with this being the thing that really is attracting people, bringing people in, like, and people kind of get it. Don't fix something that's not broken.
Yeah,
we love it. We've got 1 minute for one question from Sally. Any advice on how to manage a retail brand which is a reseller of other brands? So there's different layers of branding there, isn't there?
so a retail brand that is a reseller.
Yeah. So do you have your overarching brand, and then you focus on the brand?
Yeah, this is like a house of brands. Yeah, so I think in that case is you probably it's like a holding company. So you keep your brand quite invisible and you make it all about the brands that you are reselling. I think that this is the kind of strategy that I would be going for, but I would say I'm probably not an expert on this particular question, actually. I don't know if Dave knows anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I think it sounds like really it's almost like a retail store in many ways, right? Where you're selling other people's products, right? And so I think what the big thing to really think about from a brand perspective is, like, oftentimes, right, it's about how do you want people to feel when they engage with your store, and are they buying things from you? And so I would really look at, what does that process look like, and what does that mean from a customer experience standpoint? Because that's where you can start to stand out, right? From just being somewhere where somebody's clicking and purchasing something. You can actually add some brand elements to how people are engaging with your brand and what that transaction starts to look like. So I would start to think of some things there, but that's not my area of expertise either. So
yeah.
Brilliant. But I hope that's given you some food for thought, Sally, hopefully. I just want to say thank you so much first to Dave and then to Lydia for such a good presentation, loads to think about. Do join us next week if you can. We'll be talking all about data. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a lovely sunny day. All the love. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.